Hey everyone, I want to talk about why you have more value than metal. And I dove into this and I thought about this today and I thought, how long does it take to restore a car? Especially one of those amazing barn finds when someone passes and the family's left with property and they go into the barn and they have an incredible find of a vehicle that's been sitting for decades. And they pull it out and they say, holy cow, this has significant value. But, anyways, I said, how long does it take to restore a vehicle? And um, it says a full car restoration can take several months to several years, depending on the car's condition, the scope of the project, and the time and resources available. Basic restoration focusing on cosmetics and minor repairs might take 6 to 12 months, while extensive project involving a full frame off engine drivetrain rebuild can last 2 to 5 years or longer. And if you've ever gone to car shows and seen these men and women who have restored vehicles, they're consistently restoring them pretty much, I'm not going to say for life, but that has been just something they've poured their heart and soul into to bring the car back to life and to bring it to its original condition. And I've never done a restoration before, but when I was on Fort Lewis, Washington, I used to go to the auto craft shop so I could work on my vehicles, which in turn saved me money from having to go to a mechanic. Now, the auto craft shop had certified regular mechanics that would work alongside Army veterans and such. You get a bay, you get all the tools, you could go check power tools out, and it's a process. Even to change out brakes, I did a CV boot, a zipper boot, two of those they popped, and then a full CV boot. So I do have a little of experience. But now, if we talk about um, project restoration when it comes to a vehicle, I said to myself, after a breakup, parental estrangement, we have a broken heart, someone leaves us in a barn, and we are simply a barn find eventually. I said, we need time to restore ourselves as well. We need our own strength plus the strength of others and professionals that can help us navigate the putting back together of the soul, heart, mind, etc. So when we look at the car restoration and we say this is a lifelong process, but eventually it gets to the point where you can take it to a car show and you show off your work. How much more valuable are you than a vehicle, than what could be considered for vehicles that are too far gone, called scrap metal? There's scrap metal prices, etc. If you go to the junkyard, get a certain price for a vehicle that is beyond repair. Or you get minimum a couple $100 depending, etc. But don't you realize you are of more value than a vehicle or a restoration of a material object? What does it take to put yourself back together? Well, I said inside of each of us is a bit of strength. But first and foremost, I want to talk about my faith in God and how my faith has gotten me through some really tough times. So, first and foremost, I'm going to give it to God because without Him, I would not be here. And then I'm going to just say that He gives me the strength, but He also puts others in my life to help restore me as well, which it could be therapy through your insurance or a calling, going into a church, going into a school counselor, a guidance counselor, or you can go to, if you're in college, you can go to counselors at school. Um, there's a myriad of help out there. But I just want to say it's very, very important to know your worth in this world. And a lot of us really don't understand that because we're filled in society with things that have high value. I watch these a Posh Pawn or whatever, and you see items, paper items, etc., being worth millions of dollars, which it could be a painting or a diamond, etc. And we find ourselves falling lower on the food chain. the material items. So I just want to say I'm trying to help. I am not perfect, but I know that myself and others have high value, and I just want to say whatever it takes, put the time, effort, and love into restoring you back to a place where you can find peace, joy, happiness, laughter, just experience amazing people. I know it's hard to comprehend because when you're at your lowest, it is a tough place to be. But anyways, I hope this helps. I'm gonna sign off for now, but I hope you all have a good day. Bye bye.